My rage is controlled, barely, by a Xanax and an Absolute on the rocks. While taking a piss in the men's room, I stare into a thin, web-like crack above the urinal's handle, and I think to myself that if I were to disappear into that crack, say, somehow miniaturize and slip into it, the odds are good that no one would notice I was gone. No one would care. In fact, some, if they noticed my absence, might feel an odd, indefinable sense of relief. This is true. The world is better off with some people gone. Our lives are not all interconnected.
Hi guys, I'm assuming you clicked on this video because you like the American Psycho movie. So welcome to my review of the audiobook and why everyone who loves the movie should listen to the book. First things first, no one loves a good thick hardcover like I do. I love buying and collecting physical books, and most of YouTube is people reviewing and talking about physical books. However, things have gotten busy recently and I've switched to audiobooks. It's quite easy to sneak audiobooks into a schedule during work, during long runs, during painting sessions, such as the one you're watching, during travel in a cab. So I thought I'd create this little video series where I review my favorite audiobooks for those extra busy people. Because you can't necessarily tell if an audiobook is worth listening to based on the quality of the book alone, since narration plays such a big role in the medium. That's the intro, a little intro for my first ever review out of the way, so let's proceed with the review and why you should read the book. So I've never done a review before, so I'm not exactly an expert in this. What I'm basically going to do is the same thing I did in my GCSEs to critique literature, point, quotation, comments. So I'm going to make a point, do a quotation, which is essentially going to be a snippet from the audiobook, and then make a comment. And hopefully I can make a convincing case on why you should or shouldn't. I'm also going to cover some cons. Listen to this audiobook. The first reason why you should listen to the book is because the narration by Nick Landrum is excellent. Patrick sounds self-confident, he sounds arrogant, he sounds absolutely full of himself, and all the people around him, they just sound dumb. The characters surrounding Bateman, just by their voices in the narration, you can tell how devoid of personality they are, how dumb, how artificial. And in the context of the book and its descriptions of everyone, it just feels right. It feels fantastic. The dialogue is amazing. Have a listen to the voice of his girlfriend, Evelyn. He just nails it.
To myself, I reach again for the spoon, but it's hopeless. Evelyn's voice is at a particular pitch that cannot be ignored. Gregory's graduated from St. Paul soon and will be attending Columbia in September, Evelyn is saying, carefully blowing on her pudding, which, by the way, is served cold. And I've got to get him a graduation present, and I'm at a total loss. Suggestions, hun?
As you can see, Landrum does a fantastic job of switching from one voice to another. You're never confused as to which character is talking. Let me give you another example of this. The famous bathroom scene with Lewis, where Bateman goes to choke Lewis, but then finds out Lewis actually loves him. Listen to the changes in voice from Bateman to Lewis, how expertly Landrum handles those changes, and how much it adds to the reading.
Move. I'm immobile. Don't be shy, he says. I take a deep breath, close my eyes, count to 10, open them, and make a helpless attempt to lift my arms back up to strangle Lewis. They feel weighed down, and lifting them becomes an impossible task. You don't know how long I've wanted it. He's sighing, rubbing my shoulders, trembling. Ever since that Christmas party at Arizona 206. You know the one. You were wearing that red striped paisley Armani tie.
I think he absolutely nails the narration. And the second reason why you should listen to the audiobook is because there's more. The audiobook is 17 hours long and the movie was 2 hours long. And if you love the movie and want more of the inner monologues, more of the interactions, more of the philosophy, then it just makes sense to get this extended version. There's a lot more stories here. One of my favorite scenes from the book, which wasn't included in the movie, is one in which he confuses a homeless girl with a college girl. I don't want to talk about the scene. You should listen to the book to actually get the full enjoyment. But there's a lot of different scenes, obviously, that weren't included in the movie for brevity reasons. And that's why the book makes so much sense. Now I want to move on to the con. And there's one major con, just one major con I have about the book is that it's too violent, much more violent, even so, than the movie. There's amputation, there's necrophilia. It's a bit too much for me. And I would say if the violence were less, it would have added to my enjoyment of the book. But otherwise, I don't really have any cons. And I want to keep this video short, so I'm going to end it right here. Thanks for listening to my first ever review on YouTube. Bye.